Hey, hey, hi guys, welcome back. All right, so this is going to be a bonus general message, not zodiac specific. We'll see where this one takes us. By the way, we will do a full moon message that'll come out tomorrow, just so you know. Full moon's on the 21st. So today's the 19th. That'll come out tomorrow. I like to put it out about a day in advance. We have got a Three of Cups. Bonus message right here could be emotional energy is kind of swirling in like a little trio. Now, sometimes I look at this as a couple kind of standing before the universe, and the universe is like, so what are you two going to do? You know, there's emotion. What are you doing with those two cups, right? You got one, you got one. Are you going to spill them together? Keep in mind, I'm the universe. I gifted you guys with love in your heart. So what do you want to do with that love, especially when you feel it for someone else? Do y'all want to join your cups together? What do you think you want to do? Now, this can have a celebratory energy, and this can also have a third party energy. But I look at just this card in just this deck as if the universe is asking two characters to make a decision. What do you want to do? And you notice they're not looking at each other. It's almost like, even though everybody's an adult here, it's almost like if we shrunk these adults into like a parallel where they were like kids talking to the teacher, and the teacher's like, well, you two have the ability to collaborate and work on this project in class together. You guys are friends. You should be able to work good together. So why are you not? How come you guys haven't been, working on coloring the same, picture together? Instead, obviously, this is grown-ups, right? But it's a grown-up standing before the universe, kind of like that. It's like, why aren't you two together? You both care about each other. You could have a great situation together. So what is it that you guys want to do? Two of Sacred Circles and the Temperance. The universe is playing a big role right now because here the universe is again in a different form. Now it's an energy form, and the universe is like, look, y'all have been wrapped around each other in this lasso for lifetime after lifetime. The Two of Sacred Circles normally would be a card of, juggling, being uncertain, but instead the infinity symbol wraps around them, and we have this cosmic flow because we've got the bear, which I always think of as like Ursa Major, Big Dipper. These two souls have been trapped in a loop, and I don't want to say trapped because that has negative connotations actually, but they have been energetically interwoven to the fabric of each other's spiritual existence, energetic existence, and 3D existence over and over. But will they take that interwoven energy and will they make it into something that they actually utilize to the best advantage in this lifetime on planet Earth? You notice here we have one foot in the water, which is kind of the representation of like the flow of energy or the flow of emotion, and then one foot on land. So I could see this as a metaphor for y'all have a 5D connection. Do you want to make it in the 3D also? Or do you just want to make peace with the fact that, hey, I met you briefly and interacted with you for a hot minute in this lifetime. I'll always remember you, and I'll always still have you as part of my energy flow. You'll always live on in my emotions, even though maybe I'm not going to collaborate with you. The universe is asking them to decide. Make a decision as to, do you want a 5D or a 3D connection? Because you have both if you want them, but which one are you going to give energy to? Making peace first and foremost with the fact that these two characters, it's almost like the universe is putting all of the energy on them, all of the responsibility on them, and saying, all right, so I'm going to level with you guys. You both know that you're important to each other. You've always known it. You've always felt it. Okay, so you know that. You know, lifetime after lifetime, you're still interwoven to each other. You think of each other maybe first thing in the morning, last thing at night. You both are perpetually in each other's energy flow, and you each sometimes say, I want to talk to you so bad, and then the other one runs away, and maybe it's a runner chaser, because if you look at that figure 8 of the infinity symbol, it's like it could be this continual runner chaser, and then they swap roles, and now I'm chasing you and you're running away, and now you're chasing me and I'm running away. If y'all want to keep doing that, because you just can't decide that, hey, this is super important. I really want you and you really want me. Let's make this 5D connection something real in the 3D. Then you can just make peace with it and say, we're never going to come together. However, we already had a brief moment where we interacted, and maybe that's enough. Maybe knowing that you exist, having met you again in this lifetime, in the flesh for a hot minute, that's enough for me. And now our connection will live on in the memory of the brief time we shared in the 3D, but you'll always be a part of me in the 5D. And if that's what they want to say, okay, that's fine. They can say that, but the universe is kind of putting some pressure on them to make the decision, categorize this, and make peace with what you're doing. Because this is like, they either need to move on in life and now get with other people in the 3D and live an awesome life, let go of this thing that could actually be hampering them. This endless loop. Okay, imagine driving our car and we get off an off ramp and we loop around, and then we immediately go and we get on the highway, and then we get off at the next exit and we turn back around, and we just keep looping between two towns. On the highway, off in that town, back on the highway, off in that town. We go back and forth and we never move forward in life because we're just going between two towns at 6 mile difference. Why? This is wasting gasoline, and at some point we're going to run out of gas. The gas in this case being the lifespan. If these two characters don't make a decision to quit chasing each other around and just move on in life, or one of them parks in the town and says, I know you're coming back through, because that's what we do. We both loop back and forth between these two towns. I'm going to park right here, and when you get off the freeway, I'm going to flag you down, and if you stop, okay. If not, then that's it, and I'm going to move on, and I'm not going to look back. On the other hand, if you want to talk to me, you're going to pull over also, and we're finally going to connect, and we're finally going to, talk this out, and we're finally going to decide, are we doing this? Are we not? This is the time to make a decision. Why, universe? Why is it time to make this decision? Thing is, this is not like, ooh, big shame, what are you doing? This is very peaceful, actually. Whether these two let each other move on in life, and they say, it's okay, I met you and I loved you once and I held you in my arms once, and I still know that I'll always love you, but we're not going to be together in this 3D. And I'm at peace with that, and I wish you well, darling. I wish you well. They may not say it to each other, but they energetically have to let each other go and move on, or they actually have to come together. Why is it now that it's maybe both of them are feeling the same way? It's time that we make the decision. Definitely, possibly whomever is in the divine feminine energy. Doesn't matter if they're masculine or feminine per se, but Queen of Swords is here, so I'm going to say the feminine. She's ready to say bye-bye to this lonely space. She got lonely doing this. She's been an island. She's been out there on her own, and she's done being out there on her own. She's grown a lot, right? She's now the 50-foot tall woman. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius could be primarily the person that is ready to say, I'm ready to let go of this never-ending cycle of us not being together, but wanting each other. We have a King of Sacred Circles, and we have a Six of Swords. To me, now we have, a divine masculine showing up as an earth energy. They too are ready to say goodbye to this. I think that this is the departure point for a Two of Cups, that they're not wanting to call each other back in anymore. They're just wanting to move forward with peace. That's what this looks like. And the universe is saying, okay, then it's time. It's time each of you move on from each other. Why is this? Let me just ask, why would they not choose to be together? I'm just curious about that. Why would they not choose to be together? Princess of Wands, Prince of Sacred Circles. This is about really slow moving energy. This is about the beginning of a journey, and there's a spark of interest, but there's also this loyalty. To me, the reason they wouldn't be choosing to be together, it might be because each one of them has a very different vision of how the partnership should go, and they still haven't, one of them thinks that it should be very, very loyal. And the other one says, well, loyalty comes with time. You've got to build slow. And the other one says, no, right from the gate, right from the first moment, if this is us together, then you should be loyal. There shouldn't be any delay. It shouldn't take time to decide to be faithful or loyal or know what you want. You should be faithful and loyal from the gate. If that's the two different ideas from the first spark, you should be all about the connection with me. And the other person says, I slowly build a connection. Maybe these two are not going to be able to be together because they have different expectations of how a relationship should be handled. But what's ironic is they already met each other and they already had some kind of moment together. It's almost like they met, they jumped into a hot romance, and then it was like, whoa, wait a second. If we're in this hot romance, I don't understand. Why are you not behaving the way you should? And the other person's like, why are you behaving in this other way? So it could just be that the two of them were not going to be able to satisfy the expectations of the other, because they really aren't going to do things the way the other one wants them to. And they're not in a place where they would actually want to collaborate. One would have to acquiesce to the other and vice versa. Was there a way that these two could have gotten on the same page? Seven of Wands, not really. There's a blockage in the way they operate. And the blockage could be significant enough. This is how we overcome struggles, but this is realizing at the depth of the center of who each character is, they might have come to realize, I literally don't like the way they do things. I don't like their expectations. I may love them, but I don't like the way they operate. I don't operate the same way. That's okay. They don't have to operate the same way. But if that is sufficient to make it be like, this is why we wouldn't be good together, we would perpetually be doing things in the wrong way because we started out not realizing that we operate with a whole different perception of how things should go, then that's okay. And neither one is right or wrong. They just both have their preferences, and their preferences don't match. So can we love somebody and still not match with them? Yeah. I mean, that's what this whole story is about. Can we love somebody and we still are unable to ever get into perfect alignment? Yes, because neither person is ever going to be what the other one wants them to be. This is who they are. This is who they are. They are completely, and they could have had other differences also. Maybe one is very grounded, wants to be, like their vision of what a great relationship is, I want a partner that comes home every night. I want to be stable. The other one is like, oh, I want to go all over the place. I'll come back to you, but I'm going to be here and there and gone. And I have all these other things to do, but I'm still in the romance. And the other person's like, well, I'm not going to be sitting here at home making sure that, everything is taken care of in the house and the home fire while you're off, pursuing your career path that takes you all over the place. While I'm here dealing with the day-to-day life that has to happen if we have one zip code that we live at, but you're never home except, 3 weekends a month. Like, this could be a big difference in the way they operate. Doesn't mean the love isn't there, but the actual day-to-day is not going to work. The only reason I'm using it as an example is because being an island out here versus somebody who's really, really stable and this person's waving bye-bye, I feel like this person comes and goes a lot, and I feel like this person doesn't. They're in one spot. This person might be more, have more of the tendency to go here and there. So there was love here, but the nuts and bolts of what it would have taken to be together on the day-to-day, neither one was going to budge. Neither one was going to be okay with something that they actually weren't okay with, nor should they have to be. So loving somebody, but realizing that we're not going to make it as a couple because you're never going to give me the satisfaction that I want, and I'm never going to give it to you because we don't actually see the world through the same vision. We don't even want the same kind of lifestyle. Letting go of each other and letting each of them move on, I think, is maybe where they're at. What's the message for whomever the King of Sacred Circles is? Higher self. They have known for a while, and they're listening to their higher self that is helping them to understand, I don't see this working, but wow, 3 of Wands and 6 of Wands. But up ahead in my future, if I can move into my future, I'm going to be a lot happier. I'm going to actually have this success. I'm going to meet the right person. I'm going to have the life that I really want. They got to listen to their higher self. Okay, what about the Queen of Swords? Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords says, well, with the 6 of Cups, the inspiration of Cups, the 9 of Wands, and the 2 of Wands, there's actually a lot of indecisiveness on the Queen of Swords energy. They kind of still, okay, so they're the first one to dip out and be like, yeah, I think it's just time to let this go. But they actually think, but I'm going to come back. It doesn't matter what genders. This could be same sex. This could be reverse gender roles. Doesn't matter. Whomever our air energy person is the one saying, yeah, I'm going to let this go, right? They're the first ones to say, bye-bye, I'm out. And it's taken a lot longer for the King of Pentacles to say, I realize I had to heal from this and let them go. It almost feels like maybe one of them bounced out a lot sooner, and the King of Pentacles took longer to get over this, but they're the ones who are truly over it and they're looking toward their future. Ironically, it's the Queen of Swords, the first one to wave bye-bye and say, yeah, I'm done thinking about them. They're actually the ones who say, but I'm going to be with them later. Later on, you know what? I'll probably, we'll have love again to some extent. But it's interesting because they're the ones who are starting to worry and actually having a delayed reaction of, oh, this kind of hurts. This feels like a wound. This feels like I missed out on something. This feels like, did I make the right choice? I think that that's ironic because this was about 2 people letting each other go. Now, here's the thing. All of this could have already played out, right? This could have been what happened a long time ago. The universe said, what are you 2 doing? And they said, okay, you know what? I guess it's true. I guess this is just over. We're not going to be together. We're done chasing each other around. We're letting this go. Well, I will say this. The earth person actually has healed and is moving on. The air person seems to be having a delayed reaction because they didn't mean it when they let go. And now more than anything, they're wondering if they made the right choice. Okay, so hold on. What does that mean? I feel a plot twist coming on. As so often happens, I already suggested that the air person might have been more of like, buzzing around. They were the ones that didn't really want to stay in one spot. And there's nothing wrong with that. They didn't want to be held down. They didn't want to live in one zip code. They didn't want that lifestyle. So they were the ones who were more ready to say, whatever, I'm not going to be sitting at home with you. That's not my lifestyle. Peace out. I'm gone. But over time, with the 7 of Pentacles, it says over a passage of time, what they actually want has changed. What they want to manifest is different, and they never realized eventually they would want something different. This was hidden to them, but it wasn't because they already thought, yeah, whatever, I'm letting you go. But deep down, I know you're a soulmate and I'll come back to you later. They bounced and they didn't really mean it, but it was all kind of still pressed down somewhere in their subconscious. They wanted more time to go flit around, do what they wanted to do. They're coming around to the desire for balance and temperance now. So what does that mean? Holy smokes, this is definitely a twist that I didn't expect. I thought this was done. This isn't done. Life force energy, Wheel of Fortune, they have changed a lot. They're on a whole new energy plane. They want something totally different. So wait a second, what are you thinking about this earth person at this point? 4 of Pentacles, this is the situation that they thought they could tuck away like a squirrel puts an acorn. There's the star. That's their wish fulfillment now. It's at a big distance, but this is now what they strive for. They want their earth person back. Okay, we're going to leave that there. If you guys want a part 2, say it in the comment section. I'll do a part 2 later on this afternoon. Bye, you guys. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up. Bye.